just be honest, I get hit to the groove. 4-star general, 5-star hotel, you should see the view. Starting with the in between.
Okay, so the next question, I want you to guys answer honestly what you think. So it's about masculinity versus society. So do you think society is making men less masculine? As in, there are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Sensitive.
Yes. I'm not saying yes to the question, sorry. I'm just saying yes to what you just said. So, you're saying because of how things are going, but is it not just making it equal? Because they're sort of bringing the masculinity down, so that it's at the equal level as women, so that women don't, so women gets the equal treatment that they should get.
The reason I ask this is because there's been loads of things on social media where it says women are becoming more masculine than men because men are becoming more sensitive.
Right.
So the men are not really being the men in the relationship anymore. They're too sensitive to everything.
I think society in general is becoming more sensitive because everyone's affected by other people's business so easily. But I think, what you were trying to say is society also is becoming more equal. Yeah. Women are more likely to want to pay on dates now, and sometimes certain men can take that in an offensive way. Yeah. And whereas I don't think necessarily the woman's trying to demasculinate. I don't know if that's the word.
Demasculinate.
Yeah. But she's just trying to show I'm independent. Yeah, exactly. I'm not dependent on anyone.
That's me. That's why I say that. I like to pay for shit.
And then there's with fashion now, we're in 2020 and guys are carrying man bags and shit like that. And I've seen guys getting slated on Twitter for doing it, but that's not what it's about. It's just the fact that fashion's changed now since back then, where guys can dress a certain way and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not a masculine person. So I don't think society is making men less masculine. I just think society is more sensitive to the way people are acting now, and they're changing.
Just like how racism is never gonna go.
Yeah,
It might sort of get better, it might sort of change in society, but it's never going to go because there's always been a past. I think the same with masculinity and femininity.
Yeah, because not everyone actually is okay with the world being equal. No, as in men and women being on the same level.
Yeah.
Not everyone is ever okay with that. So if a woman is in a place like a CEO role, it will take her twice as hard to get there as a man.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make her more masculine. Whereas some people will look at her as oh my god, she's so hardcore, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, she must drink wine just like anywhere evening. Yeah. Like a normal woman. Whereas men, even men as nurses, they get looked down on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because you wouldn't necessarily think that.
Yeah, but that doesn't make the guy less masculine. He probably just wants to take care of people.
Yeah.
So I honestly think it's a mentality thing with people in society and how you view it, how you view all the roles from both males and females.
And if anything, I think sometimes it's just opening up. For example, there's a big discussion with mental health now. A lot of people are opening up about it.
Yeah.
It's giving men that chance to be sensitive and be what they need to be, because before it was just something that they couldn't let out, and now society is giving everybody a chance to come out and with whatever they're dealing with or struggling with. So
because society is critical of men that are depressed and stuff. They make it out like men can't get depressed. Man up, man. Yeah, exactly. Whereas the guy probably is genuinely going through something.
Yeah. And it's that pressure for men to be this masculine.
Exactly. But I could be the kind of person who I'm just like, oh, just suck it up, man. What are you on about? Whereas you can be like, mate, he's genuinely going through something.
Yeah.
So me and you both have two different views on how we're looking at how he's handling it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think masculinity is getting sensitive. I think people are viewing everyone else now in a sense
Okay, so do you agree that the relationship you have with your parents as a child or in adolescence directly affects your relationship in adulthood?
110%.
So,
10%.
okay.
110.
Amazing. So I want to split this into two.
Okay.
One, I want to say the relationship it has with like your friends, your peers, and then your direct relationship with your partner. So like your boyfriend or your girlfriend, etc.
Okay. That one's hard, boy. Because the friends and peers and. Would you like to go first?
So do you think, for example, with your friends, you are already directed to a certain kind of friends because that's how your parents brought you up? For like in my example, my first friends were my cousins. So when I had friends of my own, my friends had to be like my cousins because I already had that like relationship with them. And also like when you're younger, your parents take you to certain play groups and you only play with certain children. So if you had only grown up and your mom was taking you to play groups and all the Okay, so how much or do you even agree with the following statement? Women will have more meaningful relationships if they surrender to their partner.
No. Lies. I don't think so.
I'll let you answer.
So, okay, let me make sure I understand. So, women will have more meaningful relationships if they surrender to their partner. So, does that mean in the sense that the woman can't have no backbone, no opinion? No.
So
F that.
let's break this down because there's a difference between surrendering
Yeah.
and submission.
Yeah,
What
yes,
you're
yeah.
explaining is submission. Like, I'm submitting to my man, so therefore, like, you have everything. I do whatever you say, whenever you say, that kind of thing. That's full submission. Surrendering is more like an act of love. Like, I'm surrendering my love to you. I'm letting you be the man and I be the woman. So you are the masculine energy, I am the feminine energy. And as you know, the feminine energy surrenders to the masculine energy. So do you think the relationship will only become more meaningful when you surrender?
Thank you for the information. Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
In ways I agree, because obviously, like I said, I'm in a relationship and I feel like my man wants to be the man and he wants me to be the woman in terms of show him emotion, show him love, show him everything. But unfortunately, I mean, like with what I was saying, like my mum is very that stern like person sort of thing. So
Yeah,
I feel like I got a bit of that, but like I would show my man love. I would show him that lust and stuff like that. But I just don't feel like I do it often enough. But I do feel like like I feel like the relationship, that the guy would feel very confident. They feel like, oh yeah, this is my woman sort of thing. She loves me, she does this for me. But I do feel like there needs to be a balance. It can't just be.
You can't give over too much.
No, exactly. And sometimes it is good for the man to have feminine sort of things, yeah. Not, I don't think that's something. But do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes the roles do need to be reversed because not everybody is superhuman. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes the man needs to show emotion in order to, for you to get to know the guy and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with the statement. Yeah.
I agree with you, boo. Because even the part where you were saying that your man sometimes is like, oh, show me love, blah, blah. I have the exact same thing. Where sometimes he's like, you don't show me no love, I don't like that, blah, blah, blah. And that's not necessarily to say that he's like acting like, show me love. It's just that sometimes they don't feel that femininity from you, where like you're engulfing them in all of your feelings. Because sometimes just can't be bothered. Exactly, and like what you said, there'll be sometimes, because sometimes I can be so aggressive, and my man would just put me in my place and say, don't talk to me like that, like don't make me feel like I'm your bitch. And I actually like when he tells me that, because it just
I'm so sorry.
the way
I'm so sorry.
oh no, but she just
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just could not help that. I'm so sorry. Cut. Like, literally, I'm so sorry. You were on a roll, and I just. Sorry.
she said I need to be put in my place.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
But no, sometimes it's like, don't talk to me like that. Like, don't make me out to be no bitch. Like, I'm not your bitch.
Yeah.
And no, but it is right what you said, because I am so overpowering sometimes in the relationship.
That strong, independent black woman.
So overpowering, and then sometimes I feel bad, and I'm just like, why am I even acting like that?
Yeah.
But then it just shows that he wants to be the man. Like, you need to, and then when the balance is there, where I'm acting normal and he's the man, that's the best the relationship is, because the balance is there between like who's the man, who's the woman.
Yeah, and it's what's the hunter gathering days? That's the word. As in, like, that's
The
what's
man is there to do it.
he's the one getting the food and stuff like that. So it's what's the word? Like, it's innate. Like,
For the man to feel like he's in charge.
Yeah.
He's like the breadwinner. He's taking care
And
of
you see it with the animals as well. Like,
The
they
lion
have a
just
brain
sits
and
there.
shit, but like, they know.
The lioness just sits there, and the lion goes get the food and come back and give it to her. No, but yeah, we agree.
Girl,
I'm everything you wanted. Now you coming, girl, I want it. I just don't know my